Good afternoon, seniors, friends, family, and loved ones joining us here today. Thank you to Raina and Basil for their touching and beautiful remarks. My name is Anthony Palillo, and I am one of the 2014 Senior Class Marshals. I am honored and excited to be introducing Quincy House native and a good friend, Jenna Martin, as our 2014 Female Ivy Orator. Jenna is originally from Los Angeles, California. At Harvard, Jenna was an English concentrator, the head writer of On Harvard Time, an on-campus comedic news show, and a member of the Lampoon Lit staff. Jenna was also involved with sketch comedy on campus, and during her summers, she interned at The Daily Show with Jon Stewart and The New Yorker, where she was published twice on the magazine's website. After graduation, she will be returning to Los Angeles to pursue a career as a television writer. Without further ado, please join me in welcoming the amazing, extremely talented, and wonderful Jenna Martin, our 2014 Female Ivy Orator.
Thank you, Anthony. I'd like to thank you all for coming, family and friends especially, because, let's face it, no one likes going to graduations. With apologies to any recent middle school graduates, kindergarten graduation is the last cute one. And coming to this one is like going to a wedding for 1,655 couples when you really only care about one. If that. To the esteemed professors and TFs, you've been to so many graduations that I sincerely hope you're playing a drinking game to get through this one. I'll even say some keywords to get you chugging. Harvard. Graduation. Future. Compassion. To the class of 2014, I imagine we're all feeling some mix of anxiety and relief. And if you're anything like me, a little bit of anxiety isn't enough to overwhelm whatever else you're feeling. That anxiety can make you prematurely nostalgic for the days when your biggest problem was a 5 to 7 page paper, also known as a 4-page paper with wide margins and a really long title. Or when your biggest problem was that you have too many advisors. By now, each of us has had a freshman advisor, a peer advising fellow, a proctor, a resident dean of freshmen. Those last two are different, by the way. A sophomore advisor, an Alston Burr resident dean, a sophomore advising coordinator, a concentration advisor, and, for the masochistic, a thesis advisor. I sincerely thank all of my advisors. But I just want to put it out there that Luke Skywalker defeated the Empire with only one advisor. And he spoke in incoherent aphorisms, had crazily inconvenient office hours, and never once offered Luke a mini Mr. Goodbar. Despite the luxury of too many advisors, there are some questions on our minds right now that no one can answer for certain. Like, will the clubs I joined be enough to convince my future children that I used to be cool? Will my concentration have any application in the real world? It's common at this point to bring up folklore and mythology. But I don't think Celtic studies gets the attention it deserves. Most people either don't know what that is or think you're pronouncing it wrong. And perhaps the scariest question of all, did I peak in college? I think that there are two and only two answers to this question. Absolutely not, and probably. I'll entertain the probably answer first. We're about to enter a scary world where our dumb mistakes will be met with a dubious look and a wisecrack about where we went to college. At least here, if someone says, "Ugh, there's no way you go to Harvard," it's usually a pickup line. If I may speak from my own fears of having peaked in college, when I first came to Harvard, a part of me just wanted to study English and write comedy, but another part of me wanted to discover something new that would become my passion, like anthropology or conceptual art, but hopefully investment banking. 4 years later, I'm getting a degree in English, and every club I joined was somehow related to comedy, with the arguable exception of the Lampoon. It turns out I can't be changed. If I may sum up my experience in a metaphor, I'm sorry, a simile. Who says an English degree is useless? I'm like one of television's many illustrious bad boys. Don Draper, Tony Soprano, Chuck Bass. Harvard's gen ed requirements and activity fairs are like another character who thinks it can change me, but sorry, Harvard, I can't be changed. And that's why this day makes me sad. Because not only can I no longer compare myself to Don Draper, but I also don't know for certain if I'll find another place where I can be so completely myself and still have friends and feel fulfilled. Where else will I be surrounded by so many people just being their dorky selves and doing what they love? Except at a white-collar prison. So maybe it's all downhill from here. Just like it's been downhill for Commencement Day speakers since Oprah came last year. But I mean seriously. Good luck tomorrow, former mayor of something what's-his-face. However, the one thing I do like about graduation also leads me to believe that we didn't all peak in college. My fellow graduates, there's probably someone in the class of 2014 who makes you think, well, I'm screwed, but that guy is going to be amazing. Well, graduation allows you to share something with that person. And I'll bet there's someone else who feels the same way about you. Why, the person who looks up to you could even be speaking right now, if your name is Zamila Chan. If you're still worried that you might have peaked in college, then think of your favorite Harvard grad. Could be JFK, could be Natalie Portman. Mine, hands down, is John Adams. I mean, his life probably didn't turn out the way he expected when he graduated, but he still became our second president. You might even say he was the Yale of presidents. He married an incredible lady and inspired an entire mini-series. When I was accepted into Harvard, I couldn't wait to go to the same school as our grouchiest founding father. You might even say I came for the John Adams and then stayed for the Sam Adams. Yeah, but please don't say that. My parents are in the audience. My point is, the person who made you excited to come here should also make you excited to leave. Class of 2014, I'm not saying you can do anything. As you will discover tomorrow, you can't look good in a cap and gown. But at least there's a good chance you didn't peak in college. Congratulations to the class of 2014 and their families.